As she unravels the dark secrets of Wee's past, Mai finds herself entangled in a supernatural love triangle with deadly consequences. Will she uncover the truth before it's too late?
You pushed me down onto that cold ground. How can I forgive you, or her?
First love turns into a devil. Chap 3. While noting down the new information in her notebook, Mai decided to explore the school further. Suddenly, she heard a faint but echoing sound calling her name. She looked around but saw no one. Curiosity and excitement surged within her, and she decided to follow the sound to see what was happening. Gradually, the sound led Mai to a small path behind the school that led up to the school's rooftop. Mai climbed the rusty steps, her intuition telling her that the mysteries would be unraveled here. When Mai reached the rooftop, she was surprised to find no one else there. The rooftop was spacious and clean, offering a panoramic view of the school grounds and the surrounding town. Despite being an open space, it gave off a mysterious and strange vibe. Mai stood on the rooftop, watching the sunset cast its glow over the town. She felt a sense of peace and simplicity, mixed with confusion and anxiety about the recent strange events. Suddenly, Mai felt a cold breeze and heard footsteps behind her. She turned around and saw Wee standing there, looking worried and frightened. His presence startled her. "Wee, why are you here?" Mai asked, her voice filled with confusion. Wee didn't answer immediately. Instead, he just stared at Mai with worried and scared eyes. He seemed to want to say something but didn't know where to start. Mai noticed the sweat on Wee's forehead, indicating he had hurried to get there. She sensed the tension and felt herself becoming anxious too. "What's wrong with you?" Mai asked, her voice trembling slightly. Wee snapped out of his trance and quickly spoke. "Mai, you need to leave here immediately." Mai was surprised by Wee's warning, but before she could react, a mocking and bitter laugh echoed from behind her. Her heart pounded as she saw the girl in the school uniform suddenly appear, holding a blood-stained notebook. Lynn's eyes were filled with hatred and bitterness, and her sinister smile made Mai feel a chilling fear. "Lynn," Mai stammered. "Yes, it's me," Lynn said, her voice cold and haunting. "I've been waiting for this moment for years. I won't let him get away from me again, and neither will you." Mai stared at Lynn, trying to control her emotions. She couldn't understand what Lynn meant, but she sensed the danger in the air. She quickly turned to Wee, grabbing his hand and said, "Wee, we need to get out of here." Wee stared at Lynn, his handsome face showing fear and panic. He knew Lynn wouldn't let him go, but he still wanted to plead with her. "Lynn, please, spare her," Wee tried to say. "She's innocent." However, Lynn didn't listen. She just laughed cruelly, her eyes filled with hatred and viciousness. The danger was becoming increasingly apparent, and Mai and Wee faced an unforeseen threat. "Impossible," Lynn roared. "Didn't you say you'd only love me?" Her voice echoed through the air. "You pushed me down onto that cold ground. How could I forgive you, or her?" It turned out that years ago, when Wee and Lynn were still together, Lynn's controlling nature had made Wee feel trapped and restricted. The feeling of being confined and imposed upon made Wee unhappy and uncomfortable in their relationship. Eventually, Wee decided to break up, but Lynn didn't accept it. She was shocked and desperate, unable to believe her boyfriend's request. In a fit of anger and panic, Lynn and Wee had a scuffle on the rooftop. It was then that Lynn lost her balance and fell from the rooftop, leading to an unforeseeable tragedy. Now, Wee realized he had to face the consequences of his actions. He regretted what had happened and wanted to protect Mai, the girl he loved. He quickly made a decision. The events that followed happened so quickly that Mai couldn't believe her eyes. Before she could react, Wee pushed her away and walked towards Lynn. In his hand appeared a notebook, similar to the one Lynn was holding. Mai felt as if she were in a dream, unable to believe what was happening. "No, Wee, don't do this," Mai cried out, full of desperation. Before Mai could do anything else, Wee hugged Lynn and jumped off the edge. "Let it end." Mai watched them, tears streaming down her face. She collapsed by the rooftop railing. She saw Wee's shirt flap in the wind and Lynn's triumphant, satisfied face. Perhaps she had gotten what she wanted most. The sound of bodies hitting the ground was loud, the red spreading like phoenix petals, soaking Wee's white shirt and seeping into that brown notebook. Mai stood on the rooftop, her eyes fixed on the chaos below. She felt the oppressive atmosphere was gone, but it couldn't erase the heart-wrenching pain inside her.